What's up, guys? It's David over here, Sack Experts on Twitter. We got fantasy salesman Matt in the building as well. We're doing our run pass option podcast per usual, and it's been a great Thursday. We actually had live football. Can you believe it? It's been a whole year, and we have football now. Matt, I know you're jumping for joy right now. What's up? I see you.
Dude,
Okay,
COVID.
man.
Oh, COVID. I
COVID,
remember in March,
COVID.
April being like, I don't even know if football's going to happen. And here we are,
Man,
September, kickoff, Thursday night. Here we go.
football is
I know
rocking.
you're
So,
excited too. Come on now.
yeah, man, I think the coolest thing about today was we had our former MVP, former Super Bowl MVP, Patrick Mahomes, live on TV, throwing three TD passes. The Chiefs win. The Chiefs, everyone saw it. But I
Mm,
want to talk about a little bit of the fantasy implications, man, because what we have here is we talked about in some of our earlier episodes about how guys like David Johnson, the guy who broke out in his second year and had over 2,000 yards, you know, yards of scrimmage.
mm-hmm.
And now he has a redemption season over here after he's been thrown to the ground. The Texans picked him up, and now he's one of those guys where he just dropped 100 yards on Thursday Night Football, and everyone's goo goo gaga eyed over him.
Yeah.
Wow. If you literally got him in your drafts, you probably got him in like the sixth, seventh rounds, and it was a steal. He had 100 yards, you know, 100 total yards. He had 30 catching, he had 77 rushing. I think the biggest thing about that was, Matt, that he had 7 yards per carry, and that's his best of his career. 7 yards per carry.
Yeah.
You can't duplicate those
In
numbers.
one
Those are
game.
like elite numbers. So that was very encouraging. He had a touchdown. His usage was super up.
Wow.
Duke Johnson even got hurt. So it's looking things are trending completely up for my guy, David Johnson. And
Mm-hmm.
speaking of a couple other guys who made some big plays, Will Fuller. And I want you to throw up there because we don't only, just talk on run pass option. Matt, he shot off a tweet a couple hours before, you know, the game
Kickoff.
started that,
Yep.
yeah, he shot off a tweet that said, hey, everyone needs to start Will Fuller. We talked about Will Fuller a couple weeks ago on the podcast. We said that he's one of those guys that can win you a week by putting up elite numbers. He had 8 catches, 112 yards, and he didn't look back. Deshaun Watson kept looking for him. That's his comfort target. So moving forward, Will Fuller has the capability to be a borderline wide receiver one. He's definitely a wide receiver two, and you'll be happy when you start him.
Uh-huh.
He's one of those boom players, and Matt hit it right on the head right before kickoff that, hey, you need to start that guy. So along with him, again, we talked about David Johnson. The other guys that just showed that, hey, look, this is just a taste of what they can do are Travis Kelce. He had 6 catches, he had a TD. Tyreek Hill, 5 catches and a TD. We saw the ghost of Sammy Watkins.
Ugh.
Man, this
First
guy
week,
just
Sammy Watkins.
first week, man, this guy just loves to show you a good date. He's that guy who will
One
take
week
your
a year. Everyone's
he'll
hungry
take
for him now.
he'll take your daughter some flowers. He'll show her a good time, and then
Uh-huh.
you never see him. You're like, what the
Ever
hell happened to
again.
this guy? This guy
Nah,
is
he had the
just
2 gold
off
chains
beat.
on. You got to watch out for that guy.
Yeah, the lizard. What do they call him? The lizard god. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. They call him because of his hair. Nah.
Oh,
So
man.
Sammy Watkins had himself a hell of a game. He had, I think, 7 or 8 catches. He had a touchdown, and then, but the star of the night, next to Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick Mahomes is the $500 million man. Of course, he's going
Mm-hmm.
to do his thing. But we talked about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Matt was just telling me how he picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire in one of his drafts, number one overall in the rookie drafts, and he's got him in a dynasty league.
In
Man,
redraft, bro. In
I'm
redraft.
sorry, apologies.
Redraft keeper league. So Kamara was
R-
there. CEH was there. Dalvin Cook was there. I went with CEH because I felt like he has that upside. He's someone that could bring in that championship towards the end of the season. I'm excited, of course,
You
after
fuck,
seeing
you
this
fuck.
game. Like he's someone that I'm going to be keeping an close eye on, especially. if he has a couple down games, I may be targeting him in other leagues as well.
Man, you rocked that draft because I'll tell you this, a CEH as a keeper, man, you just have a base for your team for years to come. You can play this
Yes,
guy for
sir.
the next 3 years, and he's going to be an RB1. So at the end of the day, Matt,
Hopefully, if
you did
things pan
right,
out.
man. So if you take away anything from this, listeners, followers, friends, fantasy
Supporters,
football players, yeah,
analyzers.
analyzers, armchair experts. Hey, look, Matt and I, we're not just talking about things. We're actually putting these guys in our lineups. We're drafting these guys. We really, and these leagues are
Yeah.
for money. These things, there's big implications, talking shit to our friends, talking shit to our
Mm-hmm.
home leagues, and we want you guys to be successful too. So at the end of the day, we really want you guys to follow along. We're going to drop nuggets for free all day, every day. Check at Fantasy Analyzers, check Matt at Fantasy Salesman. Check me at Sack Experts. Feel free to shoot us questions. And Matt, I know that you had some other things that you wanted to talk about. What are we talking about, my man?
All right, so next one we got is start sits. My boy Colin Cetrick sent out his start sit for the week. I have that article right in front of me. This man, he has some experience in political writing, and this is exciting because the way that he speaks is, I'm gonna do this, and it'll lead me to this, which will lead to this. And when he's laying out his start sits with us on fantasyanalyzers.com, it's very clear, it's very concise. The information that he has is backed up by evidence, and the points that he makes is just outstanding. This week, some of the starts that he has on here is Jonathan Taylor. Can we get
Mm,
spicy? Marlon
very
Mack is
spicy.
there. Jonathan Taylor, he's
Ballsy.
expecting, yeah, he's expecting some good work from him. He says with the Colts having one of the best offensive lines this season,
That
week
is big
one, you can.
facts.
I got him in my flex spot in that same keeper redraft league. Wait, no, excuse me, I think it's a different league. I got him in my flex spot,
So many
and I
leagues we don't
think,
even know. They
yeah,
all blend
I just,
together.
I mean, I have him somewhere, and I have him in my flex spot currently because of the two guys I have in front. So I'm excited. I think I have Todd Gurley and Zeke in that one. I could be wrong, but Jonathan Taylor, I'm sitting comfortable with him week one. I think that as well as Colin, our boy out of Baltimore. Oh, excuse me, Baltimore. Uh, he's out of Pennsylvania. Colin's out of Pennsylvania. I think you want to check out his article on fantasyanalyzers.com, and that's where it's at right now. He also
No,
has the
shout
draft
out.
analysis article too,
Yeah,
which is pretty
so
solid.
shout out to all the contributors out there. We know you guys are working hard. We know you guys are putting in the work.
Mm,
Sometimes you guys don't get the platform to put it out there, but we've been peeping a lot of the talent out there. And hey, if you guys want to get your shine on, if you want to hop on, a podcast, if you want to talk about something specific, and you want to write it and you want to throw it on our website, let us know at Fantasy Analyzers. You can again, you can tweet us
yeah.
specifically. You can, make a comment on our posts, and we'll get back to you, man. We're really looking to, contribute to the positivity in the fantasy football community. They've
Yeah,
showed us a
fantasy
lot of
football is a
love.
family,
They showed
but
us a
and
lot
that's
of
what
love.
we. Yeah, exactly. So we want to make sure that everyone has a voice. If you love football, we want to have you on, even if it's, hey, I got this week, like we were talking about judge and jury. Start sits that you have, waiver questions, fab questions, trade proposals, all of that. We want to bring you in. We want you on this because that's why we're here. We're not here to talk to each other. We're not here to express what we know. Oh, we know this, we know that. We're here to connect with you, and we want to provide a vehicle that you will have a voice as well here at Fantasy Analyzers.
Yeah, no, so I'm gonna add something to those start sits just, while Matt, gathers himself there. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, hey, look, you guys need to start Jamison Crowder in the deep leagues as a flex
Mm.
play. Jamison Crowder, again,
What do
I
you mean
say
by
that
deep league, bro? What do you mean by deep league?
when I say deep league, I mean 12 to 14 leagues. You can even start him in some 10 leagues in your flex spot. I really
Okay.
think that he'll have 7 catches. I think that he'll
Hmm.
have upwards to 80 yards and probably have a chance at a touchdown. He's going to get some red zone looks. They're going to be playing from behind. They're playing against, a really good team, and, they're going to have to put the ball in the air. Sam Darnold has a relationship with him. He's got some unhealthy wide receivers, as in, Perriman and Mims. So Jamison Crowder is the known go-to, the old faithful, whatever you want to call it. He's going to hit them early and often. So
Mm,
Jamison Crowder. I'm also going to talk about how a big start for me, Austin Eckler. That's an easy one for me. For obvious reasons, he's going to catch the ball. He's going to run the ball. He's going to be the focal point of that offense, and then from there, they're going to run play action.
yeah.
They're going to hit. They're going to hit Keenan Allen. They're going to hit Hunter Henry. So those two starts right there for me. I'm also talking about how we're going to start Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is going to have to move the chains. They got a young wide receiver that's really good over there, Justin Jefferson. But hey, look, Adam Thielen's a big dog in that team.
Yeah.
He's the one that the
I
offense is
love
going to
it.
go through. I know that Dalvin Cook is going to be able to, take a lot of the pressure off Adam Thielen. He's going to command 8-man boxes. So
Yeah.
Adam Thielen is going to have that one-on-one coverage. He's going to be able to get the red
He
zone looks.
burns people.
And I think with that great, awesome route running body control, he moves his body like a goddamn snake. And the way he does it, like Justin Timberlake, man, I won't be surprised if he doesn't catch a touchdown, bro.
No,
Honestly.
for sure.
So maybe two. Who
And
knows?
going off that, your
Uh,
Crowder pick, my boy Mason Rennie, he did a player profile on Sam Darnold. So if you want to hear a little bit more about Sam Darnold, kind of this season coming up, there will
awesome.
be many games this season with the Jets. They will need to air it out, and Sam Darnold's going to be an option streaming at least, unless he's you went real late on a quarterback. He's kind of one to keep your eye on.
I feel like you're talking straight to me, bro, because
There you go.
I went late for a couple times, but when I didn't go late, I took a guy like Russell Wilson and a guy like Deshaun Watson, who, in garbage time, he kind of saved
Mhm.
my team because he had a rushing touchdown late in the fourth quarter, and without that, he would have been kind of a stinker. So I'll take that 21 points from Deshaun Watson today, but I'm looking for a lot more passing yards. I'm looking for a couple more connections to Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks. And speaking of Brandon Cooks, he was nowhere to be seen today. I know he came off an injury, but he had two catches, and I know Randall Cobb had two catches. So
Yeah.
other than Will Fuller at 10 targets, man, we're gonna have to see some changes in that offense. But anyways, back to the start sit.
So I
Did you
got a
have
sit
anyone?
for you. Um, Same with that article on our website. Kenyon Drake is someone that you can perhaps sit, and that's only if you went
Oh
deep on running
yeah,
back. He's facing the
again.
Niners this weekend.
Oh man,
Stay away from him.
like Matt said in his voice, stay away from Kenyon Drake. Oh, oh.
Ugh, kind of makes me sick. Like I don't. There's a lot of teams out there that went kind of very slim at running back, and you're not going to be able to, which hurts me personally. Um, you if you can, if you have a flex running back of some sort facing a good, a decent defense for him, um, whatever that looks like. If you win a third rounder or you win a fourth round running back that's usable, get Drake out of there this week at
And
least. Add top of that, and because they're facing off to the 49ers, people um, maybe sitting back on Drake. Like, I don't know if I should have drafted him in early third um,
no, that's
round
that's
after
that's
that first
total.
week. So keep an eye out that you may be able to pick him up for a bargain.
Make a trade. Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's a great point, Matt. You really said that. There's gonna be players in these first couple weeks where owners get frustrated early on. You don't know what's gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen. You spend all this draft capital, second or third rounder on these players, and now they're not producing early on. Man, that's when you send a trade offer. You get somebody like a underperforming star, like a Kenyon Drake, or maybe somebody who had a tough schedule, like a Saquon Barkley who plays a lot against a lot of tough teams early on.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be afraid to send a couple of trade offers. Always good to negotiate, see what the pulse is of the league.
Yep, of
Matt
course.
Matt talked about
Feel it
before.
out.
Send a few text messages in the group chat. See what happens. But I'm also going to give you a sit, and I'm going to say one of my favorite players for season long is going to be a sit this week, and that's going to be Matthew Stafford. The reason
Mm.
why I say Matthew Stafford is because
Ooh.
Kenny Galladay is having a hamstring energy
Energy. His
hamstring.
energy in his hamstring is not
No,
there.
man,
It's
I
not
know.
there. It needs to
It-
be. They need positive energy in that hammy.
yeah, they sure do, man. So I don't want this hamstring injury to hurt Kenny Galladay
Yeah.
this week. And, the fact that he kind of limped, to the finish line this week, and it's already, Thursday, and
Yep.
they got a game on Sunday, it just kind of gives me a little bit of caution. And especially they're
Yeah.
playing a division rival in the Chicago Bears. That's a tough defense. They
Of
got
course.
Khalil Mack, Kyle Fuller. They got some dogs over there that are gonna ready to
Oh,
just I don't even know if I should call them dogs because they're goddamn bears, and
something
they're
I
going to
want to
come
point
at you
out
early and
though.
often.
Marvin Jones is going to be there. Marvin Jones, you got him in the late part of the draft. Go ahead and feel comfortable putting him in the flex at least this week with Swift and Carry On there as well. Who's going to take some, Stafford's going to lean on them, but Marvin Jones is going to get a few. And, Stafford's going to have to get it out quick, and Marvin is right there for that.
I'm going to pivot from that position too and say that Hawkinson had a huge game one
Mm-hmm.
last season, and I think that he's got that connection with Matt Stafford, and Matt Stafford's going to have to get the ball out early. So
Of
look for
course.
that Hawkinson connect.
Little
Um,
dumps right there, the little flats for the tight end,
the other
or little
start we're going to
crossing
talk
routes.
The other start we're going to talk about is, since we just did Matt Stafford sit, we're going to do a start for, let's go with Chris Herndon, tight end. So Chris Herndon, again, like Jamison
Who?
Crowder, he
Is
said,
there an
who?
N in there somewhere? Is it
Chris
Herndon
Herndon.
or
Her,
Herndon?
Herndon. Chris
Herndon.
Herndon.
Hern.
Yes,
I heard you.
sir.
I heard you.
Uh, Man, I love that. I love that we can enunciate and we can pick some great players on this podcast. So, no, in all honesty, guys, Chris Herndon is one of those players who's been talked up a lot by Adam Gase. And with the production of Le'Veon Bell, the focus on Le'Veon Bell, the focus going to be trying to get the ball to Jamison Crowder, you're going to need to throw something underneath. And that's
Mm,
also going to be to Chris Herndon. So we'll see what
yeah.
happens with him. I just wanted to shout that little doozy out there. What
Okay.
else do you got, Matt?
I mean, I think if you're gonna put Herndon out there, I think Blake Jarwin needs a voice as well. He's going up against the
Ooh,
Rams. Goff's gonna try to come out slinging, and you know who Prescott is, right? Prescott, Dak, Prescott.
ooh, Dak.
He's gonna get it to Jarwin. There's other weapons there as
You mean
well, but
CD? Did you say CD or Jarwin?
nah, Jarwin. Yeah, nah. I got CDs in my car. If that's what you're talking about, I don't think CD's not anything this season. He's gonna take a couple seasons with Dak. Michael Gallup's there. Amari Cooper.
We shall
It's
see.
all about
CD's an
Jarwin right
elite
there.
talent, man. Amari Cooper is there, but I'm telling you, CD's something else, man. Anyways, so I'll say this. What about the? I think we just really need to state the obvious too. So there's been three huge injury news in the headlines, and those are Mike Evans' hamstrings, Kenny Galladay's hamstrings, and the AC joint from Cortland Sutton. So
Mm.
you guys need to be ready to pivot at any moment in fantasy football. And I hope you have Jerry Judy. I hope you have I hope you have a pass catcher from the Lions.
Mm.
And in terms of Mike Evans, looks like it's Chris Godwin season week one because he's gonna be getting a lot of targets.
And Rob Gronkowski.
Of course. But Godwin's the guy over there right now. So
Yeah, we got
he
Fournette there too. What?
he's the young and hungry. So, yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
for sure.
we really want to let you guys know that this is going to be kind of a similar thing all year. We're going to
Mm.
come to you with the reactions. We're going to come to you with start sits. We're going to come to you with mailbag questions. Feel free to holler at us at all
Yeah.
times. We interact. It's fun. We like to laugh. We like to enunciate.
Enunciate.
And we even like to talk a little shit, like CD Lamb or CDs, whatever you want to call it. Show me those TDs, CD. That's what I'm talking about. Show me those TDs, CD. You heard it here first, baby. CD
Yeah,
is
for
going to be
sure.
something. And
Yeah, so
Jerry
check
Judy,
out Jerry Judy.
This
I'll
is your
listen to that one.
opportunity. Jerry
Jerry
Judy,
Judy.
this is
Okay.
your I'm talking to you, Jerry Judy. This is your opportunity.
This is
When
it right
Cortland
here.
with Cortland Sutton out, bro, I want to see a touchdown. I want to see at least 5 catches because you're a monster and you better
Yeah.
show it.
Okay.
Go
All right.
ahead,
So,
Matt.
anyways, you can catch us on Fantasy Analyze. We got David here, of course, my partner, Sack Experts on Fantasy Salesman. Check out our website, fantasyanalyzers.com, and we shall see you Sunday morning for mailbag / discussions for the upcoming games.
Right on.